Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching Channels Television celebrating 21 years of professional broadcasting. This is the news at 10. A reminder of our major stories now. Nigerian army claims rescue of over 20,000 people held hostage by Boko Haram militants in the northeast. Denies allegations of killing 40 of the Chibok girls. Leaders in the Niger Delta condemn increasing tension in the region. Recommend deployment of solution to militancy. The All Progressives Congress promises level playing field for all aspirants in the party's governorship primaries, scheduled for August the 27th. And Turkey plans more active role in efforts to end the war in Syria. Welcome back. Do remember that all our top stories can be found on our website is channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Do visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. Besides the news and updates, the Channels TV app has an eyewitness feature. We encourage you to use it to share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the eyewitness menu and follow the instructions. And now to some of the pictures you sent to our eyewitness portal, as we begin first with this one from Odupani Road in Calabar, the Cross River State capital. Our eyewitness reporter is asking the government to repair this road. Also is this one from Refinery Road in Warri, Delta State. Our eyewitness reporter is calling on the government to fix this road as well. And from Oyo-Ogbomosho Road in Oyo State comes this one showing a fallen truck. Our eyewitness reporter wants truck drivers to be more considerate of other road users. And this comes from Lagos-Badagry Expressway. Our eyewitness reporter is calling the attention of traffic wardens to road hazards such as this. And finally is this picture of an overloaded vehicle. It was sent in from Ikotun area of Lagos State. Our eyewitness reporter is asking traffic wardens to be more alive to their duties. We do sincerely thank you for sending in those pictures, as we ask that you keep them coming. The All Progressives Congress has assured aspirants from the Ondo State governorship elections that there will be no treatment for any of them ahead of the August 27th primaries. The national chairman of the party, Chief John Oyego, gave this assurance when he met with the aspirants at the National Secretariat in Abuja to settle the controversy over a preferred candidate by the party. Chief Oyego promised to present the delegates' lists for the primaries to the aspirants on Wednesday, August the 24th.
The party at national level has no preferred aspirant and is not going to endorse any aspirant. They are all equally members of the party, our children who have entrusted us with the management of the affairs of their party. And in that sacred trust, we have a responsibility to be as impartial as is humanly possible. We have also promised to make a clean copy of the delegates list available to all aspirants, hopefully by Wednesday of this week. And I have given the assurance that the original list has been in safe custody and that aspirants should please discountenance all the rumors on the ground in Ondo State of so many versions of the delegates list. When it is refined, it will be handed over to the chairman of the primaries committee that will conduct the primaries, who will be one of the governors of the APC, and that is the only list that will be used for purposes of the primaries.
Let's now take you back to a story on the floods where a boy was said to have sought refuge in the ceiling of an apartment along with his siblings, after which he was found dead when they came out of it. Our correspondent Ibrahim Adra reports.
Oluchi Emmanuel studies computer science at the Federal Polytechnic, Nasarawa. On this day, however, she is trying to recover what was left of her personal computer and other belongings.
Took everything from our house, nothing. We don't even have clothes to wear. Nothing is in our house again.
For Oluchi and many others in Kuruduma, a community in Karu local government area, Monday, August the 15th was like any other. That was before flood ravaged the settlement, destroying everything on its path. Not even the bridge built through communal effort was spared, cutting off the people from other parts of Karu. The only option is to wade through the muddy water.
Since we packed to this place over 6 years ago, we've been the one building this bridge. Anytime we build it, after some months or a river will come and pack down.
Even worse is the death of a 7-year-old son of one Moses Felix. When Channels Television got there, Mr. Felix was not home, neither was any member of his family. But his landlord, Gabriel Oche, was on hand to tell us what happened.
When the floods engulfed the house, there's no way they could run out. So the children were taken up to the ceiling. While in the ceiling, the boy fell from there, unknown to the people who are around him.
When eventually the water receded, he was found here. And that is understandable. If you can see, this was the level of the water before it receded. When I stand next to it, I probably would have had water right up to my nose. Nana Ahmed, a JSS2 student, is lucky to be alive to pick the pieces of what is left from the disaster.
My books, my textbooks, everything is wet and all torn.
Mr. Ahmed Bago is a traditional ruler of the community. He says they are in dire need of assistance.
We need assistance from government, especially about the bridge.
We are just appealing to Nasarawa state government if there is any way it can help us.
The chairman interim committee of Karu local government goes around to assess the extent of damage, and he says steps are being taken to alleviate the sufferings of the people.
We've taken the statistics and we're still going to take more because the flow started from Kabai, run down to Maraba, Ado and Karu.
What is obvious is that this community is surrounded by two huge waterways, which suggests there might be a repeat once there is another heavy rainfall. Ibrahim Adra, Channels Television News.
Protesting immigration recruits in Abuja have kicked against an invitation for a rescreening, even as they have resolved to continue their protests in Abuja. They insist that the bona fide officers and men of the immigration service haven't gone through what they say is an intensive recruitment exercise ever in the history of the service. They also claim there is nothing irregular about their employment.
There is no word on their request for audience with the president. On day 2 of the protests, the recruits woke up to the familiar music of the Afro legend Fela Anikulapo Kuti, plus an enthusiasm to demonstrate their competences in drills. There are also some new but known faces which prompted the question, is the protest being hijacked?
The protest has not been hijacked. Why would you hijack any protest? For me, I live on the basis of truth. The truth here is that these young people have been done injustice. And I don't want a Nigeria that continues to act on the basis of injustice.
There are concerns. Absence of credible information 1 year after the completed induction training and a certain rule of age, which they say will shortchange them if applied.
This new rule of age or rank, it cannot apply to us because at the time we applied for these jobs, those were not the conditions for the jobs. Reinstatement, full emolument, we say no to age on rank, and issuance of appointment letters to the 400 ASIs.
Those who are
sympathetic to the cause of these Nigerians say the matter ought to be resolved and speedily too.
I am therefore appealing to the president to immediately ask the ministry as well as the Nigerian Immigration Service to do what is right.
We are willing and we are resolute to give our best at all times.
Meanwhile, the protesters appear adamant on this second day of their protest, insisting that they are not leaving the protest ground until the authorities meet with their demands.
Farmers benefiting from the Rural Finance Program of the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, have appealed to the Minister of Agriculture and the state governments to extend the program beyond 2017. The farmers made a call during a visit of the Agriculture Minister, Mr. Aduogbe, and IFAD delegation to the state. The Benue State government has promised to pay arrears of 5 years and counterpart fund of 60 million naira to enhance the implementation of the Rural Finance Institution Building Program, RUFIN, in the state.
Farmland and farm produce, rewards of the Rural Finance Institution Building Program for local farmers in Benue State, north-central Nigeria. The 7-year program, which runs in 12 states, is being sponsored by the International Fund for Agricultural Development in partnership with the federal government. It was introduced in 2010 to reduce poverty in rural areas by enhancing access to financial services for poor households, particularly women, the physically challenged and the youth. Beneficiaries in Logo local government area of Benue State share some testimonies.
Even the first money they gave us, we started trading shoes, bags, and every other thing. And the interest that we got, we carried it to the farm. So the farm was increased. The size of the farm increased.
They also want the project to be sustained beyond 2017.
Even as we are not in the town, they are helping us to produce more. They are encouraging us so that our work, we will not sit idle and eat and depend on our husband or depend on our children.
Nevertheless, officials of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture are pleased with the results so far.
Is bringing life back to the village, and to do that is to provide access to financing to elevate both from youth, women and aging farmers so as to be able to access good financing.
Coordinators of the project were also in Lagos, southwest Nigeria. For 2 days, they toured communities and met with beneficiaries in Ikorodu and Epe local government areas. Their aim was to assess the progress being made by rural farmers.
You know, they started with me very small, but by now, I can boast of myself that at least I am somebody.
However, there have been challenges along the way.
The government should look into it and bring the interest down to that 2% per annum, where farmers can have real access, and when they have gain from their farm, they will have something to remain for themselves and still have something to pay back.
What Roofing has done in collaboration with Central Bank is to bring in intervention funds specifically targeted at a particular segment of the market to bring down the cost of interest.
The Lagos State government is planning to extend the program, even if IFAD does not continue, because we have to still mentor these people to a certain stage.
From this, we're building a bigger basket And roofing has thus far been the best pilot program that has been put together, that has given us a platform to be able to build upon.
According to IFAD, 18,000 farmer groups have already accessed microfinance through the roofing program.
And still ahead on the news at 10, Nigeria's Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele emerges president of the Association of African Central Banks. That's on Business News. Join us again.